dogleg round to the right. Be really good to hit that power fade round this corner to get us closer to the green. I'll put a link in on the video here for how to do that. Let's see if I can shape it round that corner. Should be great down there. Let's go and have a look. So breaking 90, if we look at putting, is more about making less three putts than it is about making more putts and holing more putts. If you have a look at the stats from even the tour players, you know, from 10 to 15 feet, the number of made putts is very relatively low. It's something like 30%. So they're very good from inside 5 feet. So that's what you've got to work on, is being able to hold the ball when you're on that short putt. But when you're further than 8 feet away from the hole, really you're looking at a two putt. And realistically, it's definitely a two putt if you're over 15 feet from the hole. So choices are to either get a little bit more accurate if you want to hold the putt, or work on your putting. Work on less three putts. I think that's one of the major keys to keeping double bogeys and absolute disasters off your scorecard. Okay, 127 left into the flag again. That's a favourite distance for me, with the distance that I get off the tee. So slightly uphill, slightly into the wind. It seems a bit calmer than last time as well, so I'm just going to go for that one club again, just thinking back to when I missed the green because I missed clubbed before. So we'll hit 8 iron in here. Okay, so you can see I just hit the top here and the ball spun back and ended up in the bunker. So again, I have got to think that that wind isn't as calm as I think of it. Again, nothing special from here. Let's get the ball out. Loads of green to work with there. And if we then two putt and walk off with bogey, again, that's what we're looking to do. So when you're playing, golf is a game that it's going to give you some opportunities, it's going to take some opportunities away from you. You've just got to be patient. And this is one of those putts here where, again, you don't want to go for it too much. If you're trying to break 90, 5 will be fine, okay? Your ego will be telling you to go for the 4. If you get it, great, but it's all about controlling that distance. Remember what I was telling you before about the stats for tour players and how many putts they make. So from within 5 feet, they're really good. 5 to 10 feet, we're down, I think, into about 70%. And then from 10 to 15 feet, it really drops off. So I think here I'm sort of around maybe that 10-foot mark. The realistic chances of this going in are slim. It doesn't mean I'm not trying, it doesn't mean I'm not going for it, but what I don't want to do here is walk off with a 3 putt. So very much within myself, I've come off with a bogey there. Yes, it was a bit of a waste, but I've got to look maybe at hitting a few more greens. That's what's making my score just go up a little bit. Played 5 holes, 2 over. Let's go and see what the other 4 have got in store for us. Okay, so another par 4 here. Again, we've got bunker down the right, we've got pond on the left, a tree in the middle. You want to think about where do you want to leave yourself so that you've got an easy next shot in. We don't want to just smash the ball down here with driver. So let's just have a look at what we've actually got in, rather than just pulling the driver out of the bag and thinking that's what you've got to hit off this tee. Okay, so the tree is 230 yards away. Pond on the left is only 150 away. Flag is directly behind that tree. Ideally here we could do, I think, with hitting it just in front of the pond and then playing in from there. So I'm just going to hit a layup shot in here. To give myself a chance of hitting that green in 2. And I think this is a great example here on this hole of how to be patient when you're out on the course and not to just let your ego get the better of you. And so basically you're going for everything. Just be patient with this hole. Let's see what we can do with the shot into the green and the score we'll make. Okay, so as I just mentioned to you there when we were on the last tee, it's not about chasing a score when you're out here. You've got to stay present. If you find that quite difficult and you're always thinking about the score, you're conscious of it, then a little tip I'd give you is try just to ground yourself and refocus. Now, a great way to do that when you're out on the course is just to pick up on 4 different noises that you can hear. It just brings your thoughts back to here, your attention back to where you are. 4 things you can feel. So if I did that, I can feel the breeze. I can feel my bag just knocking into my back. I can feel it spongy under my feet. I can feel the warmth of the sun on my skin. So do the same with things that you can see and things that you can hear as well. And that really will help you to get back into the present if you find you're jumping ahead and you're thinking of the score all the time. Let's go finish the hole. Little bit of a change for me here on this iron. It's 124 into the green. We've got a bunker in the front, so we must make sure we clear that. There's nothing to sort of stop us being a little bit long. The distance to that to carry that bunker is 117. So I need a shot here that's going to go sort of 120 to 130. Let's see what I can do with that. So I'm going to hit an 8 iron in here. Breeze is a little bit off the right, so I'm just going to aim left edge off the tree there. If we just pan round to see what's facing me. So there's a conifer tree at the back. I'm just going to hit to the top point of that conifer tree, just on the left edge of it. You can see the flag blowing over to the left there, so hopefully the ball should just move in. I'm on a slight uphill lie as well, which would promote me to draw the ball. Let's see how close we can get this. That's got a lovely draw on it. And we've hit the green. Okay, so you remember, as I was saying before, about golf is a game where it'll give you some shots, it'll take some away. Sometimes you get bad breaks, sometimes you get good breaks. So here I've got a nice opportunity for a birdie. Again, just remember though, the greens have been microtined, so it's going to be really difficult. That sort of percentage of 10 to 15 foot makes, you know, is down at 30% on tour standard greens. So on microtine greens, it's going to be even less. So again, it's just distance control, leave a tap in. If it drops in, great. It's difficult to hold putts today. So as much as we all love to smash that driver, I am hitting my driver really well today, so I'm going to keep taking that out of the bag unless there's a hole where I have to make a particular layup like on the last. If you're not hitting that driver so well, then just keep it in the bag. Play something, 3-wood, a rescue club, off the tee, just to get you down onto the fairway, so you've got an opportunity on those par 4s of getting up to the green in 2. And if you're not on the green, it's not the end of the world. Just play an easy chip, middle of the green, hold your 2 putts, you make your par. But being patient when you're out on the course is really important, and waiting for those opportunities when you can score. The key to breaking 90 is to get those big numbers off your scores. Absolutely got to take penalty shots out of the equation. So making sure you don't hit any hazards, you're not going out of bounds with tee shots. A bogey on the card looks much better than a triple. Okay, so don't preempt what shot you're going to play. Just because you played a certain club in the last time you played, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same one today. I've got a real change here, 116 into the green. So slightly into the wind, slightly uphill. I'm going to learn from what I did before. This is not going to finish front edge. It also looks like the pin is at the back here, so if anything, we're going to make sure that we finish at the back. 116 uphill into the wind. I think 8-iron, a good firm 8-iron is more than enough to get us up there. We're still on winter rules, there's mud all over the ball there, so I'll just get that off. Reach at the wind for direction. I think it's just straight into us. Oh, caught that fat. We're front of the green. Okay, so same again here. I know I said I wasn't going to finish short, but I ended up hitting a fat shot. You've just got to take what you're given. The other thing I'd say with that as well is that is the first shot that I've misstruck all round, and I can't even remember what hole we're on. I think we're on 7. So I'm not going to lose my head over that because it's one shot out of how many that I've hit. Keep it in proportion. My advice is the same here again. This does not need you to pull your wedge out of your bag and do something fancy like you see Phil Mickelson doing week in, week out on the tour. If your skill level, and we're trying to break 90, if your skill level is that you are not that accurate with wedges, then play that bump and run, because the bump and run in here, this has got bump and run written all over it, nothing to go over, loads of green to work with. Just going to bump it into the bank, let it roll up there, leave myself the uphill putt. If I make the putt, great, I make 4. If I don't make the putt, again, I'm walking off with 5. It's bogey golf. That breaks the 90 barrier, provided I have just one par. Okay, so par 5. Big thing here again, we're playing bogey golf. Stream running just across the front of the tee. We certainly don't want to dunk it straight into there, but for me, I wouldn't even be thinking about that. I'm thinking that's where I'm going to hit it. So get into the habit of being positive when you're out on the course and focusing on where you do want to hit the ball and where you do want to get into position. Your brain doesn't hear the word don't, and that's why water tends to become a magnet. It doesn't hear you saying don't hit into the water. Your attention is on the water, and because your attention is on the water, you respond to that. So focus on where you do want to hit it to here. Really wide open fairway, long par 5. No problems up there. I'm just going to go with driver, but again, play the shot that gets you onto the fairway. Next shot as close to the green as we can get it, and then let's see if we can get up, hit the green for 3, or as long as we're up round by the green for 3, that's going to break 90. Okay, so we've talked about making sure you hit the tee shot well and that you've got a reliable tee shot. We've also talked about reducing the number of 3 putts that you have. The other shot that I would say is quite crucial for you in breaking 90 is to have a good recovery shot. A shot that you can go to when you need to guarantee a shot. Whether that's something with a rescue club, whether it's a 6 or 7 iron. And not losing your head when you've hit a bad shot. Accept it, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. You can't take it back. So accept you've hit that bad shot, but then maybe go to your recovery shot to make sure that the next shot you get a better connection, you get your confidence back again. So work on having a really reliable tee shot. Work on having a good, reliable recovery shot. I'd certainly work on improving your bump and run chip, and work on lessening those 3 putts, which means holding more putts from 4 feet and distance control with your lagged putting so that you get closer with those longer putts. 240 to the green. You know, if I really wanted to push, I wouldn't be far off that. But if you have a look at the hole here, so if we just pan round to have a look, we've got a pond on the right hand side. We've got 2 bunkers on the left hand side. If I'm playing to break 90, I don't need to take that shot on. I can again just play a layup to leave a good distance for the pitch into the green. So that's what we're going to do. We don't need to go for glory. It's 160 to the left hand bunker there. So yeah, we're just going to play a layup, take that bunker totally out of position here. I'm going to hit 6 iron up there, and then we'll pitch in and see how close we can get with that pitch shot. That's down the left-hand side where I wanted it. It's leaving a good angle into the green. That's the other thing I would just say when you are playing these layup shots in, is don't only think of the distance that you want to leave yourself for the next shot, but think about the angle that you want to hit in from, which is the easiest side, which gives you the best angle, and just play easy, play within yourself. So a little bit of a change on this hole. I've got 64 yards into the pin. Feel very confident from 60 yards, that's what I was looking to leave in. So happy with that layup shot. Again, just go for the middle of the green regardless of where the pin is here. And loads of room to work with there. So let's just work on this 60-yard shot. Okay, so we've got the birdie chance. Let's go and see if we can make it. Okay, so golf is a game of patience. We've been really patient down this hole, just hit the fairway, actually hit an iron to lay up, left a decent distance. So you can see the position I've got myself into here. Again, it's all about that reliable tee shot, have the recovery shot if you need to, your go-to shot, work on that bump and run, and then work on your putting. But again, even here, these greens have been hollow-tined. It'll be a good make if I can make this, because there is a lot of luck involved with this, with the micro tining. But again, I'm not going to walk off with worse than par. So breaking 90, that's what it's all about. Microtine greens, snaking all over the place. Didn't want to hit it past too far, but I'll walk off with the 5. Quite happy with that. If greens were in a better condition, but obviously, you know, you can't help that at this time of the year. They are what they are. They're the same for everyone. If greens were in a better condition, I would be wanting to hole that putt. But with the, you know, the conditions today, I'm quite happy coming off with 5. We're going on to our 9th hole. We're only 2 over par. If you're playing like this, you're easily going to break 90. Okay, so the hole says 125, the laser's saying 120. We'll go with 120. I think the wind's dropped here, and it looks really still by the flag there. The tops of the trees aren't moving around, so we can just go straight at this 120. There's a stream running in front of this green here, so again, if you are worried about hitting over that, then lay up short of that stream and just play the little 40-yard pitch in. Get rid of that ego. I've said it all the way through. We're playing to score here. But I feel confident I can hit straight over that, so that's the shot that I'm going to play. But if you didn't, just lay up and then dink it over. Take the 2 putts, walk off with the bogey, rather than hitting it into the stream and then you're hitting 3 off the tee and trying to chase it. When you have made a mistake, accept it and just go with that next recovery shot, okay? You don't need to do something superhuman. Remember, it's all about limiting the score and trying to get it to just bogeys. Okay, 120 into the flag there. I'm gonna hit 8 iron at that. Okay, so playing the par 3 again, like I said before, par 3s are quite a good opportunity for you to make that par. But as I just mentioned on the tee here, there's water. If you're worried about knocking that shot in, it's better to lay up and hit the green in 2 than dunk it into the water and then take 3 off the tee. I've left myself a nice uphill putt here for birdie. The other thing I would say to you as well is not to panic when you're on the course. So when you're coming into those last few holes, this is going to be my last hole with you today. I've got you around the 9 holes. You just have to do the same thing again for the 18 holes to break that 90. So don't panic, and the nerves will start to kick in if you're getting closer to and you're aware of the score, and you're getting closer to breaking that magic number of 90 for you. Use your pre-shot routine. Now, if you are watching the video, you'll notice I do the same thing before I hit every shot. That's to help me get into the right frame of mind, and that 30 seconds before I hit the ball, what I'm thinking of and the processes I'm going through in the lead up to that are absolutely crucial for the result I'm going to get. So I'll put a link in onto the video here as well to help you with your pre-shot routine, and it'll talk to you about what types of things are good to focus on, what are performance cues, because they will help you execute a really good shot, and the kind of thoughts that it's okay to have, but you don't want to put your attention on them and you don't want to focus on them because they're going to lead to miss hits. Okay, let's see if we can make this putt. This green's still been micro-timed, but it does actually look a lot smoother, so I feel I've got a little bit more chance of holing this putt here. But again, remember, I'm more than 15 feet away, so chances of holing it are very low percentage. This is all about distance putt and controlling that distance, so working on that lag putting. Just a tiny little bit short. It's been difficult though on the greens today, but I've left myself the tap in again, walking off with another par. So take those points on board for the next time you go out on the course. Get the game plan we've just talked about with how to play within yourself. We've talked about making sure you hit the tee, having a good recovery shot, bump and run into the green, work on that shot, and then lessening those 3 putts by working on your distance control, which is anything really from 16 feet, and also working on holing more putts for when you're very close. So maybe that 4 to 5 feet will really help you if you can hole those. But I hope you've enjoyed being out on the course with me today. I really hope that you can manage to beat that magic number of 90. Once you've done it once, you'll do it loads of times. It's all about that mindset. It's a big number for you. It's a big kind of target goal for you. But pre-shot routine will help you control those nerves, get yourself centered and grounded by using those skills that we talked about, with picking 4 things that you can hear, 4 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, to get yourself back to being present. There's a few other good tips for doing that, which I'll go through in subsequent videos for how to work on things mentally when you're next out on the course. But hopefully you'll break 90. Leave me a comment. Please let me know when you do. I'd love to hear from you. It's another game-changing golf coaching tip.